There is a feeling you probably know well. You have been working hard for a long time. You have done everything right. You stayed later. You added more. You said yes when your body said no. And somewhere in all of it, something went dry. Not burned out in the dramatic sense. Not collapsed, just flat. The things that used to pull you forward do not pull the same way. Creativity that used to flow has to be forced now. Pleasure feels like something you will get to eventually, once the work is finished. Except the work is never finished. That flatness is not laziness. It is not a lack of discipline. It is your sacral chakra, and it has been running on empty while you were busy calling it productivity. Seneca saw this 2,000 years ago, and what he prescribed was the most counterintuitive medicine in the history of philosophy. When people feel this kind of depletion, they do one of two things. The first is to push harder. The logic is familiar. If things feel stuck, add more structure, more discipline, more output, a better morning routine, a more aggressive schedule. The hustle culture answer to depletion is always more hustle. And it works, briefly, the way a stimulant works. The feeling of momentum returns. Then it costs you more to feel it the next time. Then more again, until you are running at maximum effort to feel like you are running at all. The second thing people do is the opposite. They crash. They scroll for hours. They zone out on content that leaves them feeling worse than before they started. They call it rest because it looks like rest from the outside, but something in them knows it is not restoration. It is avoidance dressed as recovery. And when they return to work, the flatness is still there, sometimes heavier than before. Neither of these touches the actual problem. The sacral chakra is not asking for more effort, and it is not asking me to numb it. It is asking for something most people in a productivity-obsessed world have never seriously been taught to give it. Seneca called it Otium, and it is not what you think it is. By the end of this video, you will understand what the sacral chakra actually needs to restore, why constant productivity is one of the clearest signs of sacral energy depletion rather than strength, and the specific practice Seneca built his entire philosophical life around that begins to reverse the pattern immediately. Drop this in the comments before we go further. I am allowed to stop. That is not a reward I earn. It is a requirement for being fully alive. Say it even if you do not believe it yet, especially if you do not believe it yet. The second chakra, Svadhisthana, sits just below the navel. Its element is water, and like water, it is not designed to be dammed. It is designed to move. This energy center governs creativity, pleasure, desire, and the capacity to feel genuinely engaged with your own life. When it is flowing, you wake up with ideas. Work does not feel like work because there is a current beneath it carrying you forward. You can feel things without being consumed by them. You allow yourself to enjoy what you have built rather than immediately reaching for the next thing to build. When it is blocked, the symptoms are specific. Creative work that once felt natural now requires enormous effort and still produces less. Emotion flattens into numbness or spikes into overwhelm with nothing in between. Pleasure feels either excessive or inaccessible. The ability to rest deeply disappears. And the most telling sign, you begin to define yourself entirely by your output. Here is what most productivity content will never tell you. Chronic overwork is not a symptom of a strong sacral chakra. It is a symptom of a depleted one. The constant doing is often an unconscious strategy to avoid feeling the emptiness that has accumulated from never stopping long enough to refill. Seneca identified this pattern with precise language. It is not that we have so little time, but that we have lost so much. He was not talking about time management. He was talking about the kind of person who stays perpetually busy because stillness has started to feel dangerous. He was talking about a blocked sacral chakra, 2,000 years before the system had a name. If you've been looking for a channel that takes both Stoic philosophy and your energetic interior seriously, and does not treat those as separate conversations, subscribe to the Awakened Stoic. This is where the integration lives, and this community is built for people who are done with surface-level answers to deep patterns. Subscribe now. The next video is already waiting for you. Seneca wrote in his letters to Lucilius, "Recede in te ipse." Withdraw into yourself. This is not an instruction to be lazy. Seneca was one of the most prolific writers in Roman history. He was an advisor to emperors. He understood work. What he was prescribing was something his culture had a specific word for: otium. Otium is typically translated as leisure, but that translation misses it entirely. Negodium, its counterpart, meant business, activity, the obligations of the day. Otium was not the absence of negodium, it was its necessary counterpart. It was the quality of inner engagement that productive work makes impossible, and that only deliberate withdrawal makes available. Seneca believed, and the Stoics broadly agreed, that a life without otium was not a disciplined life, it was a frightened one. The person who cannot stop is not demonstrating virtue. They are demonstrating that they have confused their identity with their productivity, and that stillness has become threatening because it requires them to encounter themselves without the cover of being useful. This is exactly what blocks the sacral chakra. The sacral center restores through sensory engagement, through creative play without outcome, through pleasure practiced without apology, through the experience of time that has no destination. None of these are available to the person who has made productivity the only acceptable mode of existence. Seneca wrote, "All things are alien to us. Time alone is ours." He did not mean time to work. He meant time to actually be present in your own life, to feel it rather than just execute it. That quality of presence is sacral chakra medicine, and most people are completely starved of it. Here is what Seneca actually did. Each day he set aside time that belonged to nothing. No correspondence to answer, no lesson to prepare, no role to perform. He called it his protected time, and he treated it with the same seriousness he gave to his most important work, because he understood that it was his most important work. Here is how you build this practice for the sacral chakra specifically. First, identify one activity in your life that produces nothing, serves no purpose, and brings you genuine pleasure. Reading something you will never apply, walking with no destination, making something with your hands, cooking a meal slowly, listening to music without doing anything else at the same time. The activity must be useless by productive standards. That is not a flaw in the practice. That is the entire point. Second, protect 30 minutes each day for this activity and treat that protection as non-negotiable, not as a reward for finishing your work. Before, after, separate from. The Stoics were precise about this because they understood that after I finish is a schedule that never arrives. Third, when you sit down to do it, notice the pull toward productivity, the thought that you should be doing something else, the discomfort of time without output. This discomfort is the sacral chakra's block made visible. Do not fix it. Sit inside it. The discomfort is not a reason to leave. It is the exact thing the practice is designed to dissolve. Seneca wrote, "Leisure without study is death." He was not contradicting the practice. He meant that true otium is not passive. It is engaged, present, alive. The sacral chakra does not restore through zoning out. It restores through genuine engagement with the pleasure of being, without requiring it to produce anything. That distinction is everything. Drop this in the comments right now. My creativity is not a resource to be managed. It is a current, and I am letting it move again. There is